pass on what we speak to power. Um, as ever, as you know, when you join this broadcast, I might not stay too long. I'll probably come and do a live broadcast later on. I'm out and about a little bit, but what I want to do above all else is to begin to remind us what we need to do. What happened in Adamawa, the fiasco that happened in Adamawa, for example, what happened in Adamawa tells us everything we need to know about Nigeria. It doesn't matter whether or not you support whoever you support now. I said it doesn't matter. Money, thank you for joining. The watches is where the platform will switch to power. It doesn't matter who you support, whether I support APC, whether I support Labour, whether I support PDP, it doesn't matter. The Adamawa elections tells us everything we need to know about Nigeria. The Adamawa elections is a joke. It is something that has actually really um, so it is terrible what's happened. Imagine you have an INEC official with a policeman and I think a military man, I'm not quite sure, military, sitting down and deciding and telling you that they are not going to, the elections has been decided. And they suddenly come and they make an announcement live on TV. They make an announcement live on TV with the police, the army, and all of the other forces there with the man that clearly rigged the election. Yeah, the man that clearly rigged the elections. He clearly rigged the elections, and he makes an announcement 2 hours before the time he promised for them to come back. That tells you what you need to know about contractual Nigeria. That tells you everything you need to know about contractual Nigeria. We cannot continue like this. It is terrible. To that end, what I'm going to continue to do myself, and it's I'm in the minority in this, is not to talk about the problems alone now. I want us to talk about the solution. What is the solution? We all know what the problem is. What is the solution? And here is the solution that I propose. Every one of us, it is time we do what? We begin to hold these people to account. We must hold them to account. For example, you need to be questioning these people where the money for your local government has gone. That is their job. Your most important task now. Because you can see now that they are trying to rig the elections to suit themselves. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to rig. Both APC and PDP, they are all doing it. They are all doing it. All this idea that we are holding them down, it's all nonsense. They want to be the ones in power. They want to be the ones in power, holding you to account, and you need to hold them to account. So I'm imploring you. Sorry, 1 second. Forgot to do something. Yeah. So I am imploring you, if you're watching this podcast or you're watching this on, you need to. Here's the solution. The solution is that every community begin to hold those leaders to account. Get active within your community. You have to get active within your community. Mobilize yourself. Because the thing you need to do right now, I said it yesterday, is to begin to demand that every part of the governors, every part of them, that they must to get them to account for where the money for your local government has gone. You question them. You have every right within the constitution to do so, and you need to do it local government by local government. You have to do it that way. Thank you. So you have to do it that way, local government by local government. You need to begin the process. That is the solution. You can already see that the election, they are rigging it. They are rigging the elections. They are in, barefaced rigging is going on, and it will not change. What will change is if you begin to hold them to account. Okay, all right, okay, all right. So if you begin to, I just avoided some birds just next to me now. This is the pleasant surroundings as you can see, because I'm going across a canal and just go for a walk because I want to do something different. So, so in a minute, so I'm just going up and down the canal because I just went for a walk and I'm trying to, so you'll see it. So please do share as you're watching. Second. Okay, so as I was saying, we know that they're going to rig the elections. We know they're going to rig the elections. We know that. All of us know that. What we need to do now, above all else, is to begin to hold them to account. Every local community association, get yourself together. In Lagos, for example, Lagos in 2022, in Lagos for 2022, the Lagos, the state government, they are holding on to 96 billion naira. They are holding on to 96 billion naira that belongs to your state and to your local government. Every local government, the money meant for you is being held on to by your state government. In Lagos, for example, 96. Thank you very much. In Lagos, for example, 96 billion naira. 96 billion naira that can be used to fix your roads, your water, your light, your schools, your bridges in your local community. It's being held on to by the state government in Lagos alone. The same thing applies also in Ogun. They're holding on to about 35 billion naira. These are money meant for you. What I want you to do. Hello. All right, no problem. All right. Thanks. Hi there. All right, thank you. So, so these are money meant for you to improve your community. If you do not hold them to account, if you do not hold them to account, you will not have the improvements that you deserve. So my job here is to remind you to please solve your own problems by holding them to account. You cannot ignore the money meant for your local government and think that you can solve the problem. Thank you. Thank you. You cannot. You don't. I, you cannot ignore the problems. You cannot ignore the money meant for your local government that is being held by your state governments and think that you have roads, you have water, you have light. You have the right to question them. What you need to do is to organize yourself within your community and go to your local government and tell them that we know that this money for your local government is in the hands of the state government, that you demand for those funds to be released to your local government so they can fix the roads, the water, the light, the schools, the healthcare, the things you need. And not only that, you also know that for that to happen, the National Assembly has to pass two-thirds of majority, two-thirds majority for the funds to be released. So you collectively go there and begin to go, right, okay, we need those funds. Those are the kind of things we need to do. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So, What I want you all to do is to really begin to work together. Don't matter, don't worry about what the politicians are doing. They're going to rig the election. That process, they want to use it to put themselves in power. What you need to do is that power, you need to exercise your power to control them. And that is by participating in your governance, exercising your sovereignty. You must exercise your sovereignty. I cannot overemphasize it even enough. You must exercise your sovereignty. I'm going to come back later and talk about this again on a live broadcast in the studio, because I'm probably going to do that immediately I get in. So we can talk some more. I'm going to do on a live broadcast again. But I'm trying to do this broadcast on here to bring enough numbers people on to subscribe to Citizen because there's a lot of things that we need to do. So what we need to do is to encourage you to please don't ignore this message. Instead, share the message. Help us reach more people. Help us get this information out there because the the suffering and the injustice has gone on long enough. It's all right. Okay, no problem. Hello. They're curious. It's all right. It's okay. It's just curious. It's okay. Hello. Hello. Hi. 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 You want to say hello as well? Oh, you want to say hello? Right. Okay. I'm going to move. I don't want to go over their toes. So careful. All right. All right. You too. Thank you very much. Thanks. Bye now. Bye. So I stopped and said hello to some, you know, dogs there. But listen, you have to look at solutions. It's within your community. The money meant for your local government. If you do not participate in your governance, you are simply allowing the politicians to take the money meant for your roads, your water, your light, your schools, your bridges, your healthcare. You are simply allowing them to take it away. And that is why that can no longer work. You've been silent for so long within your community. We are encouraging you take action. Yes, participate. Participate in your own governance, please. That is the only solution. It's not about prayer. Oh. Prayer will not solve this. Oh. I'm telling you now, prayer will not solve this. You need to participate in your own governance. And how do you participate? You hold them to account. You hold those in government to account by questioning them. 96 billion naira in Lagos State. Lagos State is sitting on 96 billion naira for just 2022 alone. That is the money that will be meant for fixing your roads in your local communities in Lagos. Where is that money? How many of you are going to ask a question? For how long are you going to speak silent? We need to be asking, you need to have a breakdown. You need to be demanding for to know exactly how much of that 96 billion naira relates to your local government area so that you can go to your local government and say, this is money that is meant for our community. We demand that you use it to fix our roads, our lights, our water, our schools, our bridges. If you do not participate in your governance, you will not change anything. That is the solution. You can pray all you like. You can pray for the next 2,000 years. If you do not hold those government account, those in government account and participate in your governance, I assure you, nothing will change. Nothing will change. That is why we are trying to tell you this. That is why, good job. So that is why we're telling you when we come on air and we're communicating with you, we're trying to let you know I'm going on a bumpy area so you can hear the bumps of the. But what I'm trying to do here is to awaken us. You have the solution to the problem. Prayer is not the solution. I want you to put the idea of prayer being the solution to this problem. I want you to put it out of your mind. You need to put it out of your mind. In the UK here, people do not go to pray in church to fix electricity. They do not go to pray in the church to fix the schools. They do not go to pray in the church to fix to have their water fixed. They don't. They go to their local government. They demand for repairs. They complain. They take pictures and they walk. They go as a group and they begin to hold those they elected to office to account. That is what you must do. This is what you must do. I am about solutions. We are about practical solutions. Yes, it's good to talk about Yoruba nation, and I want Yoruba nation. Yes, I want Yoruba nation. I do. But where we are right now, we are not going to get Yoruba nation because we haven't got um, the financial clout. We haven't got the people on side enough to demand for it. Because to get Yoruba nation, the people have to demand for it through the ballot box, through election. Fine, right. Thank you very much. So you need to. I want to urge you. I want to urge you to please, 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 when you get the broadcast, you see, I'm going in my own area here, and you can see the roads, you can see the bridges, you can see the things. I'm able to enjoy this because of the work that has been put in by the community. You know, so I want you to be very, very aware of that. Right. So, so what I so I want you all to really, please, if anything, if you don't remember anything about what I'm saying in this podcast, please, the problems that the politicians are creating, they are creating it to make you feel helpless. You need to know that you have the power to make the change. All you have to do is to participate in your own governance from one state to the other. You cannot, you cannot hope for change to happen. You have to actually take part in making the change happen. You have to take part in it by participating in your governance, actively holding them to account, questioning them. But you have to do it collectively. Your community must come together to question them. Where is the 96 billion naira for your local governments, for all your local governments in Lagos State? Where is that money gone? Where is the 35 billion naira meant for your local governments in Ogun State? Where is the, I don't know, 20 something billion naira for Ondo State? Where is all that money? So we need to question these people. That's what I want to do. I'm here to urge you to please question them. Yes, I know I've been off here for some time now, and I come in as and when I can. But we are trying to reach you and tell you that the only solution to the problem right now is you going to and encouraging and demanding your right. You have to exercise your right. Your right is to hold your government. You have the power to hold your government to account using Section 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers. You need to use Section 14.2a. Section 14.2c. Participation by the people in the government shall be mandated according to the constitution. That's what it says in 14.2c. You need to use those two to begin to galvanize your community. You have to do it as a collective within your community. Do not wait. Do not try and think somebody will fix it for you or wait for somebody to come and pray. Let me tell you something. When they tell you to wait for somebody to do it, they tell you come and go and pray to Muhammad, go and pray to Jesus Christ. They are trying to make you not ever question and exercise your powers. The religion that they're using is there is designed to enslave your mind so that you never take the action you need to take collectively to hold them to account. Please wake up. Enough is really enough. It is time to solve our own problems. You do not have to wait for Yoruba Nation or Biafra Nation to come to life before you begin to take action. When you start taking action, the action you take, it will convince you of the need for that the solution, the long-term solution is Yoruba Nation, Biafra Nation, and Middle Belt. But if you do not take action in your communities right now, it will never materialize. The reason I'm saying this is because the amount of money in the Southwest alone in 2022, in the Southwest in 2022, the money for local government areas that the state government are sitting on is 270 billion naira. You heard me right. In 2022, the money meant for local government area, 270 billion naira. That translates to, in Southwest alone, 6 states, that translates to almost 600 billion, $600 million. Now, if we were to just say, okay, a rough calculation, each state should be receiving $97 million. Each local government, each all the local government in the 6 states should all be collecting collectively $97 million. Where is that has that money gone? You cannot look the other way. You need to question. You need to demand. If you don't demand for that money, you cannot get improvement in your area. This is what I'm saying. Charity starts with us. I hope this makes sense. I hope what I'm saying you can relate to. I hope you can actually see the need and the urgency that we have to put towards going for this, uh, participating in your governance. You must participate. I am in pleasant surroundings around me where you can see trees, you can see things, the services, the facilities are there to improve my life in the UK here because people have done exactly what I'm telling you. The local people have come together and put pressure on their local government to put in place the things they need to make their lives better. They didn't wait for somebody outside to come and do it. They didn't wait for Jesus Christ to come and do it for them. They didn't wait for God to come from above. They didn't wait for Muhammad to tell them. They did it themselves by actively participating in it. Sorry. Was. All right. Hello. All right. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks. So they didn't wait. They didn't wait for any of that. They did not wait for any of that. They took action collectively. So what am I saying in next sense? I'm saying this, and I'm going to be saying in every program, we have a solution. We need to wake up from religious dogma. We have the solution to our problems. We must begin to hold them to account. Like I said, I welcome and please do share the broadcast. If you're watching the Network, the platform where we speak to power. As I'm speaking to you, Lagos State is sitting on 96 billion naira, 96 billion naira meant for local government. Lagos State is sitting on 96 billion naira meant for local government in Lagos State. In 2022, they got 20 96 billion naira that the Lagos State government has not released to local government. You need to begin to mobilize yourselves within your local government area to question, and you have to do it state by state. Each state must mobilize. You have to mobilize. Hello? So each state must mobilize. And that is what I'm trying to get you to understand. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, I will come back later on and talk about this. And I'm going to get you some pictures and some live broadcasts, and I'll show you pictures and statements. They have posted videos, but I'm actually going to do it live because you cannot have this kind of money left to one. The money that we're talking about, the amount is way too much to be ignored. And the reason why I'm saying this, why I've come to that conclusion myself is this: in in um, in our struggle for Yoruba nation, we have not raised 1 billion naira to date. Since 2018, we have not raised 1 billion naira. Yet, Lagos State alone has got 96 billion naira meant for local government, but that nobody's questioning. We must question that. We must demand it. If we do not demand it, if we do not hold it, if we do not. Hello. Hey. Hello. Hello. Hey. Morning. It's curious. I thought it's. Yeah. Cheers. So I'll just say that to a dog there. Um, so look, what I'm saying is this: every community, unless you begin to hold your governor to account, go to the church and read all you want. It's not going to change anything. If anything, the churches are the ones who are there to money to meant for your roads. So you need to wake up. So what I want you to do, I want to urge you all to please wake up. The time is now. Don't worry about what the politicians are doing. Don't bother about their elections because it's all rigged anyway. You can see it's rigged. The Adamawa elections has proven one thing that we cannot trust the electoral process in that country. You cannot trust the electoral process. So please, I urge you, participate in your governance as mandated under Section 14.2c. Section 14.2c of the Nigerian Constitution of that fraudulent constitution tells you you have the power to participate in your governance in accordance with the laws in the constitution. You can do this, and I want you to do that. I want you to pass this message on to solve this problem. It is gone beyond waiting for anybody. Don't wait. Do not wait for anybody to do it for you. You have to actively participate in your governance. You have to look at solutions. Don't look at the problem alone. Section 14A. Sovereignty belongs to the people, from whom the government, through the constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Sovereignty belongs to you. Each community, each community, I've said it before, each community is a sovereignty. You need to exercise that sovereignty. Now you participate in your governance. And you participate in your governance using section 42. Participation by the people shall be mandated according to the constitution of Nigeria. 42C. Go and look at it. 42C. So please, in closing, probably back the show, talk about it again on the live podcast. Because I've talked about it, but I want to show you the pictures, the videos, the amounts, the breakdowns, so that you know that this is what is meant for you. Now, the annoying thing is, many people believe that it's by praying. You cannot, you should not be waiting for prayers alone to solve the problem. Prayers without you taking action. You fish. I want you to start learning how to fish yourself. You have to, the only solution is to learn how to fish yourself. And it's by participating in your governance, you will get everything that you want. You will get the roads, you will get the water, you will get the light, you get the schools, you get the bridges, you get the healthcare, you'll get all of these things because you participate in your governance. If you don't participate in your governance and you're praying to God, you're praying to Jesus Christ, you're wasting your time. If you do not participate in your governance and exercise authority, and you're praying to Jesus Christ, you're praying to Allah, you're praying to Muhammad, you're praying to whoever, you're wasting your time. Before you pray, have you participated in your governance? Are you? That's the question I want you to answer. If you haven't participated in your governance, then you are wasting your time. You frankly are wasting your time. So, before I wrap it up, if the video dies, it dies, but I'll come back again and I'll charge it. Um, ask yourself the question before going to church, before going to a mosque, are you participating in your governance? Are you participating in your governance? That's the question you must ask yourself. And I'm going to come back and ask another question. How many of you that go to church or go to the mosque actually come together and say, this community, this thing is wrong in our community. We need to do something about it. Okay, here's what we need to do. Okay, we go to section 42. We can participate. We can begin to hold it. How many of you are doing that? Because if you're going to go and pray and expect some miracle to fix your roads, you're lying. You're kidding yourself. The road will not be fixed by miracle. Your roads will not be fixed by a miracle. Your security will not be fixed by a miracle. The only thing that will fix it is by you coming together. The miracle will happen when you come together within your community and begin to hold your governor to account. That is when the miracle will happen. Anything else that you try and do, it will not work. They will not work. So I'm here to explain that, to expose this lie. And I want us to know that the solution to our problems lies with us. Like I said, 270 billion naira in 2022 meant for local government areas. The state governments are sitting on it. If you do not ask questions and begin to hold them to account and demand that the National Assembly release the money state by state, you have to participate. If you do not begin to take that step, and it actually says so within the constitution, you can take the steps, and I'm going to go through that step to do live on it. It's no longer about just waiting and praying. Going to a church and pray is a waste of your energy. The politicians know it. They don't want you to exercise the laws the powers you possess within the constitution. Because even with the executive laws, executive legislative list, executive legislative list, you can make changes with the powers that you possess. Because sovereignty belongs to you. What you say as a community is what goes. And I hope you can realize, I hope that you will realize this as we're talking about this. It's really, really important. I cannot overemphasize how important this is. When you get this message, please share. I'm going to come back on the live broadcast and show you what that is. And we're going to go into detail. Yesterday, I talked about it. That the the National Assembly have to pass two-thirds of the law. The National Assembly has to pass two-thirds of the law. The National Assembly, for the local government money to be released, the National Assembly have to pass a law based on the request from your House of Assembly and the local government in your area. When they table that before the National Assembly, two-thirds of them will have to pass the law to release the local government funds. If you do not participate in that process, you cannot get good roads. You cannot get you cannot get lights. You cannot get schools, safety, security in your community. You cannot get it. So I'm here to I'm just here to remind you. So please, thank you for the thumbs up. And if you're watching us, give us thumbs up, give us a like, share the broadcast. We're here for our solution. I'm letting you know to achieve Yoruba nation, we need you to take this step. Without taking this step that telling you now, you cannot achieve Yoruba nation. Without participating in your governance right now, you cannot achieve Yoruba nation. I know what I'm telling you, and I'm trying to make you be aware. We need to participate in our governance. Like I told you, for the whole, for the last 3 years, for the last 3 years, I know this for a fact, and I've been in the process. I've been in the struggle for Yoruba nation. For the last 3 years, Yoruba nation has not raised a billion naira. Can I say that again to you slowly? Over the last 3 years, since we've been doing since 2020, yes, since 2020, when we've been um, advocating for Yoruba nation, Yoruba nation has not raised 1 billion naira. Thank you very much. Morning. Thank you. Thanks. We have not raised 1 billion naira. And the reason why is because people have life to live. They give what they can. But most importantly, what you need to understand in all of this is that in those 3 years, in just 2022 alone, just 2022 alone, in just 2022 alone, yes, the uh, federal government, federal account allocation committee, they gave local government areas in Lagos State alone 96 billion, 96 billion naira. Yes. And where has that money gone? You can see that we in Yoruba Nation raising money, we have not raised a billion naira. We have not raised a billion naira, but they have in the local government areas 96 billion. Now that should tell you something. That should mean that every local government should go and be asking questions right now of their local government area and their status of assembly. The money, where is that 96 billion naira for local government? If you don't ask, you will not come out with it. And as you see, and as you see, we cannot raise that for you in Yoruba Nation. Yoruba Nation has not raised a billion. Yoruba Nation has not raised a billion naira. Yoruba Nation has not raised a billion naira in 3 years. And I know we've raised some money in we were the first ones to create the GoFundMe for Yoruba Nation, and we raised something like 25, I don't know, 13 or 14,000 pounds, which we disbursed. But the state, the local government areas in Lagos State alone for 2022, 96 billion naira. If we are going to say we want, how are you going to compete against that? The people you're trying to put out of, if you do not get engaged, that money they will simply be using it to pay. They drop what we had. That's why it's easy to be. That's why it's easy for them to disrupt Yoruba Nation. We have not raised a billion naira in the struggle, but in Lagos State alone, for 2022, Lagos State local government money meant for local government 96 billion naira. You must participate in your governance. If you are going to a church and you are going to a mosque and you're not participating in your governance, you're not ready to make the change for your coming generation. If you are going to a church and you are going to a mosque and you are not participating in your governance, then all your prayers is empty. It's empty because you have to participate in your governance. You must participate in your governance. I'm here to implore you. You have the solution. It's not going to church. It's not the solution is not going to the church. It's not going to the mosque. It's none of those. The solution is you beginning to come together within your community and beginning to hold these people to account. That is the solution. 1 second, my battery is gone. Okay. Yeah, so the battery is going. Watch behind you. Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks. Have a good day. All right. So, so my battery just died there, but